So excited to have our 5th grade graduation.
I remember walking across the stage at my 5th grade graduation, seeing #2020 on the poster behind me. I talked with my friends about it, saying that graduating high school seems so far away and that it'll feel like forever before we get to that stage in life. But we continued on, playing Minecraft on our iPod touches and playing cops and robbers out on the playgrounds. I didn't realize how fast my childhood was flying until I finally reached high school. Now, you've seen stereotypes of it in movies, TV shows, and the internet, making it seem as a horrible place or even sometimes great. And I'm here to tell you that only some of it is true. It's the place where you can figure out your own path in life, where you can find your best friends, go crazy in the student section, or even gain more knowledge. But it's also the place where your life will change drastically. One month into my sophomore year, my mother passed away unfortunately. My life changed completely. It was tough having to transition from junior high to high school while grieving the loss of my mom. I struggled with finding the productivity needed to do my schoolwork, spending time with my friends, and doing just the simplest of things. I will always be thankful for my teachers that helped me at the time for giving me extra time on assignments as well as helping me catch up due to the amount of days that I missed to be with my family. I specifically remember Miss Dickard, who spent her own time after school to help me catch up on work that I missed in computer applications. Not only did she work with me, but she even sent a letter to my family. If they did not help me during this time, my grades would most likely have severely dropped. This gave me the courage to get back into work at school, and I would say that I've done pretty good since. During this time, I struggled with my relationship with God too. Before this, I was the type of guy to go to church every Wednesday and Sunday with Bible studies in between. But after my mom passed, I seriously questioned my faith. I didn't know what my next step would be spiritually, but my Bible study leader, Blake Emerson, helped me transition back into getting into the Word along with my friends in my Bible study. People like Nick Luttrell, Josh Byer, and Lucas Neal, and so many others were there for me and constantly reminded me to come to cell group and spend time with God. Since then, life in high school has been the best time I've ever had in my life. It's given me friends that will probably be in my life forever, memories that I won't ever forget, and the ability to find the career path that I want to go towards. Now that I'm graduating high school, I've learned that it is so important to spend your time wisely, because you never know what the future holds for you. Use the time that you know you have to the best of your ability. So, be curious. My father once told me, the answer is always no until you ask. When he told me this, my look on life changed drastically. I've used this mentality throughout my senior year when I started to realize that what others thought of me did not matter as much as I thought it did. I also began to ask more questions about topics I'm interested in. I'm interested in a career path involving sports videography, so I've been recently messaging professional videographers, asking them questions about how they started their career or how they did a certain effect on videos. Because of this decision, I've been able to speak with the social media director of the XFL, or the Extreme Football League, which is a professional football league that unfortunately ended their season due to COVID-19, who gave me advice on what my next step should be in the creative industry. I now technically have a connection with an important person inside a professional sports association. This has also helped me with public speaking. I used to have a problem asking questions in class, but after realizing that the question that I needed sometimes wouldn't be asked, I just had to do it. It's all about mentality. With this quote in mind, be sure to live life how you want to. Find out what you're interested in. Don't worry about what others will think of you, because worrying about what they think is pointless. Just live life how you want. Next, stay productive. Productivity is a skill that can be learned just like any other. If you want to be more productive, you need to identify the techniques and environment that put you in a productive state and practice replicating these conditions over and over until they're ingrained in your daily routine. But understand that you're going to have those nights of having 3 assignments due the next day and you've barely started. I remember one night junior year that my friends invited me to go hang out at Freddy's, but I had an Algebra 2 test the next day that I haven't even studied for yet. I told myself that I'd just study when I get home, so I didn't even worry about it. A funny story came out of that night, where one of my friends lost a bet and had to go swim in the Harbor Meadows pond. It wasn't too fun for him, but it was hilarious to watch. As that ended, I found myself getting home very late for a school night without studying for this test. I ended up not studying and doing horribly on it. When the next test came around though, I forced myself to study for at least 30 minutes each night, 2 nights before the test, and I got 100 on it. But once my senior year came around, however, I got a hardcore case of senioritis. I remember way too many nights staying up late writing essays or finishing assignments the night before it's due. I'm here to tell you that do not do that. I'm now realizing how much less stress that I would have if I constantly worked on my schoolwork, whether that be doing a little bit each night or doing it days before the assignment is due. So create a study habit, because it'll definitely help you out in the long run. Set aside time to not only study, but to hang out with your friends or watch that new Netflix series or take the best nap ever. And always remember to use your time wisely. You never know what the future holds for you, so use that time that you have to the best of your ability. There's going to be tough times in your next 3 years, but there are definitely going to be more fun times than that. To my dad, I would like to thank you for working with me throughout my life to get where I am today. If it wasn't for you, I know for a fact I would not be the same person. You make sure that I'm kept up with my schoolwork and that I'm getting good or decent enough grades, and sometimes even mentally stable. I specifically remember one long night in 9th grade. Both you and I were staring at my Algebra 1 assignment, having no clue how to do it. We looked through every part of Khan Academy trying to figure it out, yet we still couldn't. I didn't do too hot on that test, but I will always appreciate the time that you gave me to help me. Dad, thank you for pushing me to be the best man that I can be, and I will try to do my absolute best to raise my children the way that you raised me. You set the standard high for me. And to my graduating class of 2020. We've been working extremely hard for the past 12 years in order to walk across that stage with as many cords around our necks as possible, only for coronavirus to impact our last few months, potentially canceling graduation. Just know that our work did not go unnoticed. We have students going all over the country to respected universities due to their commitment and time and effort that they put in the past 3 years at Harbor High School. As we go into our new chapters of life, understand that your college or career will be exactly like high school, except more responsibility, more freedom, more work, and less time. I wish you good grades on the tests that you forgot to study for, and lots of time to spend with friends and family. So with that being said, continue to stay productive, and most importantly, continue to be curious. Thank you. I'm Matt Ferguson. Thank you for listening to my commencement speech.